It all started back in the fall of 1967, when Brave and the Bold number 73 needed a sciencey character to own a microscope and help Aquaman discover that some missing marauders had shrunk themselves to atomic size and were hiding in a drop of water. They introduced Atlantean citizen Dr. Vulko to lend exposition and be super impressed when the Atom did his size-changing trick. Over the years, Vulko became an increasingly important part of Aquaman's entourage and a figure in Atlantis politics. He shares a jail cell with Aquaman, becomes a royal regent, supervises the change of Atlantis citizens from water to air breathers, leads Atlantis for a while, goes back in time, and gives Arthur his harpoon hand after piranhas eat it. More importantly, throughout the years, Vulko's physical fitness, the color and styling of his remaining hair, and the length of his pants have been in regular flux. This incarnation of Vulko died as part of the Spectre's misguided massacre of all the Atlanteans in Infinite Crisis, and is relegated to an Obi-Wan Kenobi-like ghost advisor role to Aquaman until the next reboot came along. In current continuity, after the events of Flashpoint, Vulko's entire life is very much entwined with Aquaman's family and the Atlantis throne. Vulko was an advisor to Alana, Aquaman's mother. He was trying to help her escape the city when she was killed by Aquaman's brother Orm, and Vulko was forced to find refuge on the surface world. Vulko emerged in Norway, making fantastical claims that would swirl around him like a joke for decades, until Aquaman's human father, Thomas Curry, died, and sent his son into the ocean to find his mother. Not stopping to put on a shirt, Arthur found Vulko, and the latter immediately pledged loyalty, gave him the Shakespeare-worthy family history and artifacts, and guided him back to Atlantis to claim his throne. When Arthur abdicated to serve the world rather than be king, Vulko's dream was destroyed. Doing what he felt was best for both Aquaman and Atlantis, Vulko hired Black Manta to steal a scepter and launched missiles on Atlantis to deliberately start a war between the surface and underwater worlds that he hoped would force Aquaman into action and retake the Atlantis throne from his brother. During the Ocean Master's attack, Vulko's ability to breathe underwater allowed him a moment of heroism in saving Lois Lane, which gave him an in with the Justice League. Vulko's plan worked, in that Aquaman defeated Orm and became king again, but Vulko's part in the treachery was exposed, breaking the trust. But Vulko was so loyal to Aquaman's mother and his vision for Atlantis that he saw his punishment as a small price to pay. Of course, Vulko appeared in the old Filmation Aquaman TV series, then reappeared several decades later in Young Justice and Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. But Vulko's getting his big screen debut in DC's 2017 Justice League movie, and presumably an expanded role in 2018's Aquaman feature, all portrayed by scarier without the mask thespian, Willem Dafoe. Granted, it feels like perhaps the fall from Spider-Man's greatest nemesis to Aquaman's science advisor might be a steep one. We can't wait to see what gravitas and wardrobe Dafoe will bring to the role.
If you want to know more, go ahead and click on the name of any of these characters who are going to appear in the upcoming Justice League and Aquaman movies. Learn all about them now, because you can't say it was better in the comics unless you know what happened in the comics. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by clicking that like button just down there, and make sure you hit subscribe so you can learn the origins and backgrounds of characters for all the upcoming DC and Marvel movies. And if there's a comic character you'd like to know the history of, just mention them in the comments, or hit us up on Twitter and let us know, and we'll probably get to it eventually.